What up, guys? It's Skunk of Rockstar Radio, man. I'm sitting here with the legendary KungFu Vampire, man. Hey, what do you got going on this evening?
Springfield, Missouri.
Yeah.
By the time you're seeing this, I'll be in bed.
That's not true at all.
It's coming out tomorrow?
It's coming out right now.
It's right
No,
now.
I'm joking.
We're in the Midwest right now, rocking on the Black Heart Machine tour. 4 years since our last tour. This is our first tour.
First tour in 4 years.
Since 2019.
Right, and you just dropped your album 4 weeks ago, and this is the first album since 2016?
No. We did Come Dawn in 2019.
I guess I haven't seen that one or heard that
Oh my
one.
God, that was like a really big record for us. And then I did Double Dragon with Buckshot in 2021. So we had a pretty active COVID time period with getting that Double Dragon album out, and then now Black Heart Machine came out in late April.
Yeah, I really like Black Heart Machine. We went through it the whole time on the way here, me and my buddy Don Rio. So I'll be up front and honest with you, man. I'm terrible on camera. I'm a great personality all the way till they hit the record button. So how do you do on camera, man? I mean, like, obviously you're big, you're loud, you're KungFu Vampire. I know you have two different looks, and I'm sure you've had several over the years.
Yeah, I mean, I don't love being on video camera too much. That's why I do music. But, you know, it's evolved into audio-visual experience, of course. You know what I mean? You have to have both. I didn't actually ever have a video till like 2010 and had been doing music for 8 years, 9 years before that. Just because I was picky about imagery, you know?
I could understand that.
You got to be on camera. You got to do videos. You got to go on stage. So it's part of it.
Well, one of the reasons I'm a huge fan of you is your wordplay, and that makes a lot of sense as somebody that sits alone in the room to be able to write that and create that. So in 2001 is when I believe that I've done my research that you decided to take on the KungFu Vampire moniker. What was the moniker before that?
It's not even relevant. It was like we were kind of undecided there for a little bit. But once KungFu Vampire came in 01, that was the name. We didn't really start doing stuff till 02, 03. You know what I mean?
So like when you hit the ground, you hit it running, man.
Yeah,
That was the exact way you wanted to go. You planned it all out.
Yeah, we did a lot of shows in California, and I just like I do now. Back then, I was just working on the quality of the music, and then 2009, I started touring nationally.
Hell yeah! And
I haven't stopped since, other than this break. These
last
few
COVID
years.
was a nightmare for everybody. On your last album, you have a song that talks about COVID, and I have a feeling that COVID was pretty rough on you. Where were you at during all of that?
You know, the first year and a half, I felt really unaffected by it because I'm a stay-at-home dad. I make music, so I didn't feel like I was going through it as rough as like a lot of other people.
Right.
But
it felt like
after a while, I got
once.
really out of my groove, and that's when it really affected me. And I was like contemplating, do I even want to tour anymore? And you know, we sold our van and trailer. We predicted that it was going to be a while, and it ended up being a lot longer than I think everyone predicted, right?
Absolutely.
So, but yeah, I mean, I'm a strong person. I did, of course, I got COVID 3 different times, but I mean, it's a flu, so that's what I got. You know what I mean? And,
right, you toughened through it.
Yeah, but more importantly, I just felt like I lost our groove a little bit. But now, the show, the music, it's way better than it ever was. So it probably helped, you know?
Absolutely. Well, and I think it gave a lot of artists the ability to come back and find that art on themselves. If you look at the 2010s music, there's a lot of people that were saying the music was losing something and stuff. And then I'm looking at music that's dropping now this year, right here alone. Everybody's dropping stuff that is just in an upwards trajectory. And genres are no longer specific anymore. We're not listening to rap music or pop music or rock music. It's on the same album. Sometimes it's the same damn song.
Yeah, I'm sure that I think having that big switch of some sort of life change like this that affects everybody pretty equally. I mean, everybody wasn't on the same boat. People were in different sized boats, but everybody was on some sort of boat.
Right, everybody was on a boat.
Unless you were Ronda Rousey, who went on social media like March 2020 and was like, I got 25 acres, cows, all my food is stocked up, everything, I ain't going nowhere, we got all the weed and liquor we need, fuck y'all. You know, she just was like not affected as much. I'm sure plenty of people weren't. Absolutely. But I think having it affect so many people and just hearing just constant talk about this thing, and is the government lying, and this other thing, and this thing, and was this thing. I don't even want to say the wrong thing right now, but
Absolutely. There's
these
so
different
much
theories and politics
that you didn't know
involving
was
and
true.
sickness and people dying in the hospital, but nobody got to see them. So what did they really die of? And it's like it just spun into something huge. So no matter what, it affected everyone. I mean, there's people in every spectrum. There was people who didn't get sick, believed in COVID, didn't believe in it, got the vaccine. Grandma died. She had the vaccine. She thinks they died. You had every
never
scenario.
caught it. Yeah,
People never caught it, and they were French kissing whores in ponds and shit. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
They're fucking tongue and buttholes in Hong Kong on the streets, and they don't get it. You know what I mean? So I think it just affected everybody in one way or another, whether you like it or not. Even some of the strongest people, which I feel I'm on that spectrum, it still affected us a little bit. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say, I actually met you up at the taco place. I don't know if they were good enough to shout them out, man. But
oh yeah, Tinga Tacos in Springfield, Missouri. Very good. I'm buying the whole crew tacos tonight. They didn't respond to my text on what kind of shell they wanted, but that's cool.
they'll get to it.
And plus, we had Jack Stack's barbecue in Kansas City earlier. They all still got a full tummy. I'm sure they got to take a couple dumps and then they'll be ready for tacos. I already know,
Well, I mean, like I talked to your drummer a little bit earlier, man, and he said that he's been with you for at least a decade.
13 years.
13
to
years.
the month.
He's
been with me 13 years to the month, and so it's been exactly 13 years, which is how many letters are in KungFu Vampire. He is also produced tracks on Come Dawn, but now he's produced over half the new album, mixed and engineered the record as well, played drums on the record, and help us get this really good jazz collective out of where we're from, San Francisco Bay Area, on the record. So it's been a great culmination. It's like watching him develop into engineer to this thing where he's producing and doing more, and then now he's like a bearded wild man doing tons of shit, hanging out with spider monkeys in Bali. He's doing all kinds of crazy shit.
He discovered the wheel and started rolling, bro.
Yeah, he's doing crazy. He makes EDM bangers while we're in the van, hungover. He'll make beats while we're driving.
That helps.
Yeah,
that helps.
Yeah, while I'm listening to Murder podcasts and he's making beats. Every once in a while he'll chime in and be like, "Oh shit, that's crazy. She stabbed him in the okay, back to beats." Oh, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of that's the flow of this tour. I feel kind of bad. I'm like, I hope these guys are not thinking I'm psycho more than they already do, because I'm just so addicted to the crime podcasts.
Right. Well, and I mean, like, part of it is like, we all have a guilty pleasure.
Okay.
And
you're right. I'm taking this one. I'm taking this. Right, that's my guilty pleasure.
We all have a guilty pleasure, and if you can say the worst thing about you is you watch or listen to crime podcasts, you're not doing too bad.
It's a bad habit. I love it. I don't feel like it's affecting me negatively. It's not affecting me negatively, so I don't feel bad. And I've been drinking Diet Coke lately, so instead of drinking alcohol or sugary drinks, and that's turning into my one Diet Coke a day on tour for some reason. I don't know.
One Diet Coke a day?
Yeah, I think because they gave it to us. They gave us 12 packs on the first couple shows, and I've just been chipping away at them. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah, man. I was going to say, you look very fit and stuff. Do you,
we try, yeah.
It's like a whole group effort. Y'all get out there, do your push-ups while you're on tour and stuff?
No, it's just me. Paxton works out. He does cardio and stuff in the hotels.
He's a drummer, sir.
Yeah, he's drumming. So he already is getting an hour of drumming. But yeah, no, I'm on stage for an hour. So we got drumming for an hour. I'm doing cardio for an hour. Then I lift weights in the 5 or 6 days a week at the hotels before I get driving. So, by the end of the day,
you're burning it off.
Yeah,
you watch your diet, or you just go into it whatever hits.
So out here I watch it a little less, but I'm eating way less. So it is kind of a good one maybe 2 meals a day. So I'm doing good. I'm not getting drunk or anything like that.
So when you're going to Dallas, Texas, you're ready for barbecue.
So here's my thing with Dallas, man. The KC barbecue is a little bit better.
Oh, we're gonna talk about Kansas City in a second too.
Kansas City barbecue,
it's a special place.
Yeah, we went somewhere special in Kansas City. 2 places special today in Kansas City, but I need someone to show me the good barbecue in Dallas tomorrow. So that's the thing.
I'm gonna hit up I have some really good friends down in Dallas.
Yeah, I need to go to a famous place. But then the next day we're in Amarillo, Texas, and I'm going to the Big Texan, which is a famous spot.
Oh yeah,
We'll go there.
72-ounce steak.
Yeah, I'm not doing that, but
Well, why not?
I'm just
KungFu Vampire. You just,
I could eat half of it.
It
I
look
could eat half
good
of
if
it.
you stick a fork in it and just hang it up. It just everyone would know it's true.
Maybe we could split it. Maybe me and one of the guys can split it because
One guy.
Yeah, 72 is too much.
36 seems a lot.
A 12 ounce is probably the right portion.
So, see here, man. So on the latest album that you just dropped, what was your favorite song to rap on it, or I don't know, because like I don't want to ask you like what's your favorite beat, but it's what's your favorite one that you're like, yeah, this is the one I want to sit in my room and listen to.
There's a few of them that are. The main one is Neck and Neck.
Neck and Neck.
I like Neck and Neck. I like the title track, Black Heart Machine. And then I like the last track, No More Bad Days. Those three stretched my normal artistic abilities a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. And it was enough to be...
No More Bad Days.
Yeah, it was enough to be fun for me, to do something different.
Absolutely, man. Yeah. I really enjoyed that last album. It was a different album to me, a different vibe. Like I said, I do a lot of Spotify and go through the playlist that direction and try and catch artists that way. KungFu Vampire is one that I've been following for a while. We just seen each other on Twitter today. I've been following you.
I'm glad I caught your tweet pretty fast, so.
Hell yeah, man. I was trying to. Loki, I've been on the phone with him all day long. I think y'all run across each other a couple of times.
Low-key Trickster?
Yes, sir.
I just met him in person 2 nights ago.
Yeah, he's a character.
In Louisville, yeah. Tall, skinny guy?
Very much so.
Yeah, I met him 2 nights ago.
Yeah, watch out for the backpack. So
okay.
Don't get in that one.
Okay.
But yeah, Loki's a real good friend of mine. He's actually friends with Willie Hayes. And it's like, I didn't want to bother Willie Hayes and say, hey, man, it's 6:30, where you at? Because, like, artists are artists. Y'all have stuff to do. You have a job here tonight. The fact that this is a convenience for me at Rockstar Radio, man, and I want to make it convenient for you.
Hell yeah.
And he was like, no, I'm going to hit him up on Twitter.
Yeah, I'm flexible, man. It's all good.
I loved it, man. And first time I met you, you said it's about the people, it's for the people, man. And
that's what we're out here for. 100%.
Getting you up these stairs, man, it was by the people and for the people, man. Like everybody, man. He's a big fan. You got a lot of fans out there.
Hell yeah.
Tonight we're gonna rock it out. We're at the Outland Ballroom in Springfield, Missouri. Fucking next question, dude. This is why I brought videographers, because I'm shitty.
You're good. Yeah, you're doing good.
I'm out of it, man. There was something about 2000. Oh yeah, Kansas City. I want to talk to you about Kansas City.
Yeah.
What was your stint with Strange Music like? I mean, working with Tech Nine and
it's always so. I have an interesting relationship with them because, for some reason, we've just been friends for so long, and we haven't done a lot of work together. I can't tell you why. I don't know if it's numbers. I don't know if it's because I'm weird. We're friends, all of us, and I love all those guys, man.
A weird, strange word for strange music.
Right? I might be stranger than strange. No, there's nothing too strange for those guys, man. They're a very welcoming people. They're very regimented, which I am as well. I think we just get along good, and they're just friends of mine. So back in April, I got to do a lot of chemistry. Yeah, there's a lot of chemistry. Got to do the Tech Nine tour. It was just myself and Tech Nine in April, a month ago. So we did that tour for 5 dates, and then came out here on the Black Heart Machine tour, and then earlier today we went to Strange Music headquarters to hang out with X-Rated, who we go back a while with. As soon as he got released from prison, we were the first ones to work with them. First studio was with Action Paxton at Nexus Audio, my drummer, and then I brought him to the beach for the first time in 28 years. So we shot the video from my turn at the beach. It's on the Come Dawn album that you have not heard. Yeah. You need, because you haven't heard that.
Go music videos.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of videos.
Rabbit hole to fly down.
There's like 8 videos for that. But the thing about Come Dawn is that's going to bridge the gap between the last album you heard of mine in 2017 and this new one. So you'll see that it was a progression to Black Heart Machine. That's why it felt like a drastic change to me, is because it was, I missed the middle step there. Yeah. So we were there today, got to tour the newer studios, which I hadn't seen because I haven't been there in 10 years since last time I was here, pretty much. Hell yeah, man. I bet it's shiny over there, dude. It's fancy. It's really nice. It's comfortable. Everything's comfortable. Beautiful. They did a good job. But yeah, I love those guys. I actually love all their artists, past and present, too. I'm friends with 99% of them, you know.
Awesome. Yeah, I actually had just opened Rockstar Studio in Springdale, Arkansas, right between Bentonville and Fayetteville. And home of the Razorbacks, home of Walmart. That's what, there's a lot of money over there. So they needed like a recording studio. And I do like a complete judgment-free zone because like I'm a metalhead. Everybody knows I'm a metalhead. And I record rappers.
That's cool.
Because I don't judge them as like based on beef and gang and talk and stuff. I'm here to listen to your talent, your skill, and like that's what KungFu Vampire really stands out to me. So tonight I'm gonna get to see finally see the performance of it, because this is what looks right, you know, and catching it on a video doesn't look right.
Yeah.
So you said you're touring until about halfway through June, and then you're gonna go into the gathering at the beginning of July.
July 5th, main stage, gathering. Then we do our San Jose show, which is going to be our official record release party for Black Heart Machine. Then we do the float, which will be my first time ever performing in Arkansas, which will mean that we only have Alaska, Hawaii, and Paxton, Alabama left. 3. Those are the only 3 we haven't done. Hawaii.
North Dakota?
We've done North Dakota.
Fargo?
Yeah, we did Fargo. We did South Dakota, North Dakota. For a while, we hadn't done the Dakotas, but in 2015 we did them. Okay, and then we did them in 2018. But yeah, so now it's gonna just be Hawaii, Alaska, Alabama that I've not performed in. I have driven through Alabama, and I've been to Hawaii, but I've never been to Alaska. So we're knocking a few things off the bucket list this year.
So we expect Alaska. We're gonna definitely do a plane trip, or we're gonna tour Canada.
I think if you tour Canada, it's even too much to drive to Alaska. You gotta fly to Alaska. I think Alaska, you freaking fly in, you play the 3 or 4 available spots there, you hang out in the snow with some natives, you fucking hit the peace pipe, you sit in a circle with some peyote, with some penguins. Is there penguins in Alaska? There's no penguins there. No, maybe there is, actually. Is there penguins in Alaska? I don't know. I wish there was.
Maybe way north.
Way north Alaska.
I'll let you know soon.
He's going. My man's going. But yeah, so we want to go to Alaska. We've had a lot of supporters there. I tend to not call them fans because we call them fangs, actually.
Fangs.
Which is just fans with the G in it. Fangs.
I like that.
Fan, GS, fangs. But no, I call them supporters or listeners because one thing I notice, and I'm not really a picky person with stuff, but I notice a lot of artists in our genre, underground hip-hop, the horrorcore underground scene, they all kind of speak in like they have their own fans, right? They say, oh, my fans.
Right.
But I don't have any my anything. There's no my anything. Right? They're not my fans.
Your supporters listen to
They're
all
just people
music.
who listen to me. I say our supporters. I would even say our fans, like King ISO, Whitney Payton, myself, Snow the Product, Tech 9. Sure, some of us have more listeners and more streamers. You don't have a separate fan base than me.
Right.
The same motherfucker with the Whitney Payton tattoo got a KungFu Vampire tattoo. We all have the same people. So they're not my fan. I don't have anything. I don't own people. They're not tied to me. I'm not trying to claim them as my own and be like, hey, so-and-so people, you know. I'm just trying to spread awesome art. And so we've had our supporters in Alaska for a long time saying, get your ass up here. So we just need to connect those dots, you know, because we've got the Canada thing going. We've done 3 full tours in Canada and a festival, all of which were amazing. Love it. I don't like the exchange rate, but I do like the candy. And it's a beautiful scene. You know, the scene is
I want to see Alaska. I haven't been anywhere past the American border.
I'm sure it's beautiful, man. But we got to do Alaska and we got to do Hawaii. You know.
Well, yeah, and that's opposite ends of the spectrum. Why would you save those for last, just to shell shock yourself on both of them?
It just hasn't come to fruition, you know. It just hasn't happened. You know, we've been offered like one show in Hawaii and it just didn't really go together. It didn't work, so, but I want to do it.
Absolutely. Well, KungFu Vampire, man, you want to shout out your next show? Do you want to shout out your next album? What do we got looking forward
Black
for?
Heart Machine. Black Heart Machine is out right now. That's the album you need to add to your playlist, listen to, add it to your stories on Instagram, your reels. Use the KungFu Vampire Black Heart Machine music. Put it in your soul. We put a lot of love and creativity in it, and actually we're starting to become more emotionally attached to this album as time goes and we're playing it live. That's what it's all about for us right now. KungFu Vampire, the Black Heart Machine. If you want to see us to an almost sold out crowd in our hometown, come to San Jose at the Ritz, July 14th. It's a Friday. That's where you're going to see our record release party.
Thank you guys. It's Rockstar Radio, man. Thanks for tuning in. Special shout out Don Rio, guys.